Green Ranger, go! Go, Green Ranger, go!
Welcome folks, it's me, William, just giving you a quick update. Let's talk today about Power Rangers.
Today on Power Rangers.
I know, it's a real head scratcher. You might think, if you've seen my channel before, if not, welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard!
Why would an artist's YouTube channel be talking about a kid's TV show? About a team of spandex-clad superheroes fighting rubber-suited monsters, the former of which also operate giant robots that combine into one even bigger robot to again battle said monster. Tell you what, half my content on this channel might elicit that reaction, as it's varied a lot the past little while. But anyway, I'll tell you folks why. For one thing, that premise I just described is awesome, how could you not love it? But also, talking about Power Rangers on YouTube, copyright issues be damned, is something I've grown up loving. The likes of Linkara's History of Power Rangers, I'm truly inspired by him and his content as a YouTuber. Shout out, and now more recently Matt Fisher from the channel Pomelo Retro. Shout out. In both cases those channels are not Power Rangers devoted or anything like that. They have a wealth of other content that they make, but they're passionate for the subject matter, so I kind of feel like, why not? They love it and talk about it, I feel inspired, I'll do the same. Also, this summer in 2023, Power Rangers will be celebrating its 30th anniversary, which is insane to think about. I'm aware that Netflix are making Power Rangers content now, a new full season I believe, but also a special episode featuring returning cast members from the original 3-season run of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Power Rangers premiered 3 years before my birth, so I wasn't around at the time to see it firsthand, like a lot of media that I love. So the biggest takeaway from this video is yes, I'm a bona fide hipster.
Meaning I feel as though I were born and grew up in the wrong decade, as I have nostalgia for a time I was not around for originally.
Seriously though, I love the time I live in, especially now, even with all the drawbacks. But I love media from the 80s and 90s, even stuff from previous decades here and there. But I love stuff from the 80s and 90s a lot, so even if I didn't see Power Rangers the first time around, I was still able to grow up on it, as I sought it out, or it was shown to me when I was younger. Besides, Power Rangers has never gone away since 1993. General pop culture might think so, but it's still been made, despite hiccuping here and there on its quality, nearly resulting in cancellation a few times. Or just whoever owns the rights to it not taking it to its full potential, it's still around. Anyway, based on my own nostalgia, as the backbone of my content here is to make videos of things I'm passionate about, best way to do it is to talk about Power Rangers, giving it an artist's perspective review treatment, season by season, which normally means, going by my other videos on here, I talk about the storyline, but also artistic influences, references and ideas from other popular entertainment, and just anything else I feel is relevant for my review. That's my formula I like to use, although this time, I think Power Rangers would benefit from a review style where I do talk about the plot and other influences from television at that time, but less on the artistic merit of it, as for as much as I love it, it isn't high art. But you know, it really isn't trying to be, so who cares? We all love it anyway, so let's go. I'm in the midst of working on other reviews and videos for my channel at the moment. For example, my Ace Lightning review, which will be celebrating 21 years of the show this year. But I think I can do a Power Rangers one too. Power Rangers began in August 1993, going by Wikipedia, so I'll take that information with a grain of salt. But the year is correct. So let's see if I can get my MMPR review out in August and the Ace Lightning one out in September, fingers crossed. Because Power Rangers has never stopped being made since its inception pretty much, I grew up with multiple seasons of the show, plus the movies. I even saw the 2017 reboot film, which I really didn't mind too much. And so that film, along with multiple seasons of the show, I wouldn't mind talking about here on my channel as well. Would that take a long time to accomplish? It would. But would I still look to do that? Yes, I would.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
At the time of this recording, Power Rangers has run for 29 seasons, with a 30th season on the way this year. Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, along with the special episode as I mentioned before, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always, this year in April 2023. Which again, both of those are being made by Netflix. So, with 29 seasons of Power Rangers released, that's a lot of television to watch and review, roughly half of which I've not actually seen before. Audiences for kids media change and especially decrease over time, as the audience ages out of the target demographic, of course, and the show itself just varies and changes in quality from time to time. So, my proposal is this. I want to review, initially, the first 14 seasons of the show, plus the 1995 feature film and Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. Despite the fact that the former is not canon to the TV series, I still want to talk about it as I love it. I unironically loved it as a child, and it's a guilty pleasure now, with some legitimately strong action choreography to enjoy at any age. I've drawn up a chart for what I'd like to cover, because as I grew up I grew out of Power Rangers. Like we all do with kid shows, I can remember being dislodged from it by the time Power Rangers Mystic Force, for season 14, came out, to say nothing about the quality of that season. It's just part of my nostalgic reasoning. So this year I'd like to review Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 1 from 1993, then afterwards, without a tightly set schedule, talk about Season 2 and 3 of Mighty Morphin from 1994 and 1995 respectively, the latter of which including the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers miniseries, then the movie between Seasons 2 and 3. Following this, Power Rangers Zeo, Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, then the subsequent Power Rangers Turbo, then Power Rangers in Space, which were all released from 1996 to 1998 respectively, are all to talk about, thus completing the Zordon era as fans call it. The post-Zordon era will see me cover Power Rangers Lost Galaxy 1999, Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue 2000, Power Rangers Time Force 2001, and Power Rangers Wild Force 2002. Seasons 1 to 10, or Mighty Morphin to Wild Force, fall under the Saban era management. I understand Disney bought Power Rangers as Wild Force was being made, so technically Wild Force is a Disney era season, as I'll get into, but they didn't directly manage production of it as they would with subsequent seasons. So for the Disney era, I'll cover Power Rangers Ninja Storm 2003, Power Rangers Dino Thunder 2004, Power Rangers SPD 2005, and then Power Rangers Mystic Force 2006. All of which have been produced by different people. Some from the Saban era led by Chaim Saban and Shuki Levy, like Jonathan Zacher and Douglas Sloan, but also Bruce Kalish, who became involved in the franchise from Dino Thunder to Mystic Force and beyond, at least until Power Rangers Jungle Fury in 2008, but I'm getting ahead of myself. No kidding, so that's a lot right there. I'm having no set time limit on when most of these reviews will get made, to allow for the highest possible quality of them, but also if you aspire to do that many things, concurrent with other projects. The fact of the matter is that it takes a while to create them. Watching the show, taking notes, then script writing, performing, editing and uploading. I'll say though that while I'm yet to review a feature film, as of yet, I think if I review a film I'll make the video an hour long, or less. And for a TV show review, I'll make the video 2 hours long, or less. I can break the video up into multiple parts, of course, but I haven't thought to the finest detail in that regard yet.
Shock, horror.
But that's what I have in my head for how I'll work it just now, so who knows?
It was just a thought.
Before I wrap up, I want to say my previous comments about Power Rangers and high art, it might not be, although sometimes it can be. I'll tell you what is often more artistic. Talking as a Westerner looking at media from another country, Super Sentai. That's Sentai as opposed to, Super Sentai, starting in Japan in 1975 with Himitsu Sentai Go Ranger, yes it is pronounced like that, which, like its younger Western counterpart Power Rangers, is still being made today. I'd love to review Power Rangers as I've said, just talk about it for what it is, and then, unlike Linkara, respect, but more like Pomelo Retro, respect, and others, compare the Sentai with its Power Rangers adaptation, as part of people like the late Stan Lee and Hayao Saban's vision was to adapt the Sentai format to the Western world by repurposing footage from the Sentai, rescored, refoleyed, and dubbed in English, and with new American footage interspersed to create a new show. Sometimes the Sentai storylines can vary significantly from Power Rangers, though sometimes they follow them more closely, with different results. Like if a season is good, it depends, on both sides of the Pacific, on how well production was handled or not, as some things get lost in translation with Sentai footage, or if a season is bad, it can be just a poor writing, sadly, which goes for Power Rangers and Sentai. You can have a good season of Super Sentai, but it might not translate into a good season of Power Rangers, for whatever reason, or a good Power Rangers season adapted from a subpar Sentai season. This formula of taking footage from a Japanese show, made by the Toei company, has been redone in other Saban shows, like VR Troopers and Big Bad Beetleborgs, both using footage from the Metal Hero franchise, which are Sentai-like shows, and Masked Rider, adapted from Kamen Rider, all with varying degrees of success, but Power Rangers has gone on to live the longest, much like Sentai itself. But anyway, I can see my Power Rangers reviews as passion project videos. They're artist perspective reviews, but they come largely from a place of passion, whereas the Sentai videos, from what I've seen of Sentai so far, I can talk about artistic influences, references and ideas from other movies and television, both Japanese and American, but also Eastern cultural references that often serve as a foundation, a backbone for the Sentai plots. The biggest takeaway from today's channel update is that I'm hoping to review a lot of Japanese and American television over time, but I'm being selective. With Power Rangers I'm covering the first 14 seasons plus 2 movies, so I'm only going so far, and then with Sentai I'm only going so far. Sentai began in the mid-70s, as I said, although Power Rangers wasn't adapted from a Sentai show until 1993, using footage from the 16th incarnation of the show, 1992's Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger. Yes, it is pronounced like that. I've seen Zyuranger, and so far I've seen a couple of the seasons made after that have been adapted into Power Rangers, so I've begun 2 decades into Sentai's lifespan. I would love to watch the first 15 seasons of Super Sentai, and potentially review them at some point, the same as season 15 of Power Rangers all the way into season 30, and God willing the seasons that come after that, all being well, along with the corresponding Sentai for each of those seasons, and review them. I'm in no rush, however, to do either of those things, at least not just yet. So the current plan is to review the first 14 seasons of Power Rangers and 2 movies, plus the corresponding Sentai shows, so 1 video for each of those ideas amounts to 30 videos total, in the foreseeable future. I'll say as well that Toei have produced some movies based on their Super Sentai shows, but for the sake of comparison I'm discounting those for now. Who knows though, they may too get covered, although I'm prioritizing other Power Rangers, Super Sentai videos in my itinerary. It's a hefty task, it's an ongoing project, but you know what?
Something you decided you want to do.
Yeah.
You could move into that by
Right.
solely devoting yourself to it.
And then go from there, concurrent with other projects. Well folks, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, ringing that notification bell to get notified on all updates as they come through in the future. Take care everyone, and may the power protect you, always.